Okay, so out here in the Salt Flats again this morning, one last time before leaving Death Valley for Zion tomorrow, and had much better color in the sky. Had some nice high clouds, and it lit up really nice in like 3 different directions. Just a beautiful morning here. The sun just broke over the horizon, and I have the place to myself. It's so quiet, so nice, and really great to be here. What a great place. Using a really wide lens today. I had my 17-40 on, and 2-stop soft split neutral density filter, and just to control the sky a little bit. And these salt patterns just really look great. So the light on the salt flats today was much better than yesterday. Definitely some good color in the sky, and it was fun to work on a bunch of different compositions. I was a little late getting there this morning, and even though I have several spots programmed in the GPS, it really is amazing how tough it is to find these areas, and you just walk right up to a composition. You really can't do it. You really have to search, and it's dark, and then it's about to be sunrise, and you have that pressure of you sort of need to be set up, and it's kind of hard to move quickly once things start happening. So anyway, but I think it worked out okay, and I think I'm pretty happy with most of the pictures. And so I'm ready for the rest of the day and see what unfolds. I have a little bit of cloud cover today, which could be nice. Might get some nice light in the sunset, and it's always nice to have a bit of diffuse sunlight on the landscape, so I'm looking forward to that. So the plan for today is to drive the loop that descends through Titus Canyon, and then head for the Ubehebe Crater area. I've driven by that, but not spent any time photographing there, and I'm really eager to do that. So that's the plan for the rest of the day, and we're ready to get going. When driving the route that descends through Titus Canyon, you first have to leave Death Valley, drive into Nevada, and then you can loop around and start that trip. And it starts out on a very washboarded road, and then you get past that section, and then you get into sort of the just crazy exposed mountain driving, which is beautiful and a little scary. And you'll see all that coming up. But before you get to all that, you have the opportunity to go to the Rhyolite ghost town. And my friend who was with me was really into that and wanted to see it. I'd never stopped there either, so we stopped and spent some time at Rhyolite, and I'm really glad I did. The first thing you see is these sort of ghostly sculpture figures that are part of the Last Supper, and they kind of looked ghostly to me, so I thought, what could I do? And so I tried some intentional camera motion and further abstracted it by going black and white, and I think a couple of these are really successful, and I really like them. The other thing that I found interesting was this old box car, and I found a little detail there that I really, really like. It's just the back end of this box car. There's something about sort of old, disused places, buildings and structures and just pieces of stuff that seem to fit into the landscape photography genre, especially when you're out west. It seems like even though normally you would just photograph nothing but the landscape, somehow these old buildings or cars or whatever just sort of fits along with the Western sort of ethos of landscape photography, and it was really fun to do that. Then it was time to embark on the trip through Titus Canyon, and it starts with this long winding road that takes you through the mountains, and eventually you get to descend down through Titus Canyon, which sort of looks like a slot canyon, but you can drive it. This is a one-way road, so you don't have to worry about somebody coming up and trying to pass. And it's a lot of fun. It's a little scary, but it is doable in a passenger car, and we really enjoyed it. So you'll get to see some of that right now, and I'll just let you enjoy the music and watch the road. Then we finally made our way to the Ubehebe Crater system. It's one really large crater and a couple smaller ones surrounding it. I really found them fascinating. The erosion and just the patterns are so graphic and abstract, and I really, really like that kind of thing in the landscape. So I had a lot of fun playing with those. Here I am at Little Hebe Crater, at the Ubehebe Crater area. This is such a cool little piece of the world. Look at that. After leaving the Ubehebe Crater area, I looked at the clock and thought I had enough time to make it to another location for sunset. I initially thought I would try to make it to Badwater because I hadn't spent that much time at the polygons, but I realized I could only make it to Salt Creek in the Cottonball Basin area. So that's where I went again, and the color in the sky was pretty nice, and I was able to capture several images there. Mostly, though, because I didn't have a lot of time to look around and find something, all I could find were these areas where it was pretty trampled. The salt is pretty trampled. There are a lot of people there that week. Some workshops had been there. And so I'm showing these mostly just so you can get an idea of what's possible and see the potential of the area. But I did get one at the very end with some really amazing sort of waves in the sky, these clouds, and it lit up pretty nicely, and the foreground is okay. It doesn't look too trampled, so I was pretty happy with that image. So all in all, it was a really good day. We certainly covered a lot of ground, saw a lot of different things, and made some good images along the way. And a little sad though, because tomorrow morning we'll be saying goodbye to Death Valley, and tomorrow will be a travel day. Start off photographing in Death Valley in the morning, but then try to quickly make our way to Zion and hopefully catch some afternoon light there. So that's what's coming up in the next video, and please stay tuned for that one. Thanks for watching this episode of my winter trip to Death Valley and Zion National Park. I had a great time, and I sure hope you're enjoying seeing some of the locations I visited and the photographs that I made along the way. I have another episode to share with you next week, so I hope you'll tune in for that. And please subscribe and share and like, and I hope to see you next week as we explore some more of these two exciting Western National Parks. See you then.